Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will learn a new design pattern, and we know that object-oriented design powered of loose coupling plays a huge role. When two objects are loosely coupled, they can interact, but with a very little knowledge of each other, and their object-oriented design principles actually talks loosely coupling a lot. So it comes under one of the best practices. So whenever we will design any code, we will keep in mind we have to make it as loosely coupled as possible. But today we will discuss a different point, that is regarding on inheritance is not only one of the form of extension, but not necessarily, in fact, the best way to achieve a flexible design. So if we ask ourselves to suggest a design pattern which exhibits the behavior to extend or modify the object's features, then what is going to be the best design pattern in that case? Yeah, the pattern is like decorator design pattern, and it attach additional responsibilities to an object dynamically, and decorator provides definitely a flexible alternative to subclassing for extending functionality. And we have to also keep one thing in our mind, we shouldn't break the open close principle, because we have to understand it should be designed in such a way so that it obeys open close principle, where it has been said class should be open for extension, but it should be closed for modification. So we will directly jump into a code and we will learn it, and we will come to this UML later on, and then we will also see different components which is being used over here. I think that approach would be more clear for us. So here we can see there is one abstract class which is library item. As we can see, this library item is an abstract class because it has got some code which is not abstract in nature, and it has a method which is abstract in nature. So the display method is abstract method which needs to be implemented in the child classes, and these code, when those child class will inherit this library item class, this code will automatically he will get by the law of inheritance, which is one of the way of code reusability. But I am not going into that point, that is that the only way of code reusability. But we have to focus on this thing, what we want to attach additional attributes or to attach additional responsibilities to an object dynamically. So that is our goal. Now this is the abstract data type which we want to define. That library item is an abstract data type. So we want to attach responsibilities to those objects which is being derived from this library item. So now we will see how we are achieving that one. So from the perspective of decorator design pattern, this is termed as a component, okay, but this component is definitely abstract in nature. Now we will look what are the components, concrete components which we want to decorate. So book is an concrete component which implements library item. So for sure, as I mentioned, this is going to be a concrete item. So that means you understands this display method should be overridden in this book class, and we can see yes, book has got its own state, own attributes like author and title, and apart from author and title, it also inherits number of copies from the library item. Now this book is also have this overridden method which is the display method. So this display method which is abstract in nature in library item class. So as we can see, like it's overridden. So this is one concrete component which will be decorated. Another concrete component is video, which is also derived from library item class. And as we mentioned earlier, it also got the display methods, overridden display method, and by the nature of the inheritance, it got number of copies. It is one of the way of code reusability, but again not the best way. Now we are defining decorator. Now how the approach will be? If we come here into the decorator class, we can see like it is inherited from library item. But at the same time, so it is having a easy relationship with library item, which is an abstract component. Now this decorator method is also having has a relationship because it is having an reference of library item. Now why we are doing this and why we are doing this, we will answer those questions. But in the decorator method, naturally we are pushing all the objects of type which are the type of library item. So that means you understand from this piece of code, you understand like that means we are actually trying to push the concrete component over here which we want to decorate. So naturally you probably understand like this class or this type of class will handle all type of decoration of concrete component because it is having instance of library item. So that means definitely it will put some logic later on. Yes, that exactly you got the idea. Like later on it will put some logic on the type of object, library item type of object. So here as we can see that library item dot display, that means whatever object we are going to push which is the type of library item, that object's corresponding display method will be invoked over here. So it is written in such a way. And also notice one thing, like it is an abstract class. So that means whatever decoration we are going to do, we will do with the implemented class, so it is an abstract decorator component. We can define it like this. So later on, so this is our concrete decorator component browsable, which implements this decorator. So what it is doing, it is keeping one list of string types. Now in the constructor of browsable, we are calling the base constructor which is having library item. Its base constructor means it is decorator, and decorator, as we have seen, like it takes one parameter of library item. Now in the method of browser item, we have seen like there are two methods which has been added. One is browser item, another was is return item. Now these two methods will do the decoration part. These two methods will do the decoration parts over here. And also the display method, overridden display method, as we can see, is being done in such a way. So these are the codes, these are the piece of codes which does decoration. So browser in the concrete browsable decorator component. Clear? I think this is clear. So if we go to the driver code or client code, how does it consume it? So how it actually consumes, we will see that thing. So see, here we are creating an instance of book item. So this is a concrete component, this is video item, this is also concrete component. Now in the browsable class, which is the concrete decorator class, there we are pushing video object. And with the help of that, we are actually calling these two methods which we have done dynamically. Okay, and in here also we are doing it dynamically. Now if we come here into the and understand like into the UML diagram, so as we can see, like this component, this component is an abstract component, and there are two methods, concrete component. This concrete component will be decorated. with the help of decorator. So we can see like both two components is actually making inheritance relationship with concrete components. So it is an easy relationship. So operation method will be available for both these components, but here operation method will be implemented, and it will be the sole part of the concrete component. In the decorator method, we are also having a hazard relationship. This hazard relationship will help us to extend the feature of this concrete component, because as it is taking the reference of component type, so we can put any concrete component, we can push any concrete component over here. So here we actually doing in the constructor, or with the, even if you want, you can write a method also where you are going to push do the dependency injection, and from the which will take the component type reference, and you can push concrete component over there. So now if we want multiple decorations, so this decorator, from the help with this abstract class, you can write multiple concrete decorator classes. This is concrete decorator A, this is concrete decorator B. If you see closely, like here it is add stated method and operation method, as well as add behavior method. So different type of decoration we are doing over here with the help of concrete decorator class, which is actually implemented from the abstract decorator class. So in this way the decoration is being done. Now with the example which we just saw earlier, here we can see that library item is a concrete component, and concrete component is book and video. So this is the abstract stuff, this is book and video. Decorator, which is having a easy and has a relationship both with this component type, and finally concrete decorator will do all those things for you. So that is it, guys. If you have any question, you can ask, and we can clarify and can discuss. Your feedback is highly valuable for us. Thanks a lot.